I'm Mike Butterworth, owner of MBG Renovation. We're a remodeling company based in Des Moines, Iowa. Along with our team of professionals, we work with the best trades around. Join me as I saddle up in the old 56 Ford and ride around with some of these great people as we discuss life and remodeling in Central Iowa. This is Riding with Remodelers. In this episode, we sit with Jaclyn. Good morning and welcome to Riding with Remodelers. Very special, not in the truck, COVID edition.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to start with you reading me a couple things.
Okay.
Okay, what's that say?
Mike.
Okay. What's that say?
Nike.
What's that say?
Wike.
I realized that while I know your name, I've never said your last name, and so I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, my first and last name both get just brutalized.
Yeah, so we are with Jaclyn, not Jaclyn.
Or Jaclyn.
Jaclyn. We're with Jaclyn Wike.
Yes.
I figured that's what it was.
Yeah, like.
Like, but not like Nike.
Exactly.
That's where the confusion.
I get Wiki a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or Wick, even.
Yeah. I just get Butterworth. And then Snickers.
I wonder why.
I have 1,000 nicknames, all with butter in them. You know, Butterbutt, etc.
It's not a good one.
No.
Not one you want to claim.
No. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for that exercise.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to, maybe you can...
Nice to be called by the correct name.
Maybe I could sanitize this and give it to you, and you could just take it around, and we'll put the little pronunciation right here.
I like it.
And then
a long I.
Yeah, the long I.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're sitting in our office instead of riding around in the awesome pickup truck, but we do have this,
Wish
so
you could
it's
fit in that
almost
thing.
the same. You're probably lucky we're not in there. It doesn't have any air conditioning. It would be swelteringly hot.
It's nasty out there today anyway.
It's
so
really
yeah,
gross.
This is better. I do want to ride in that thing one day though.
Okay, yeah.
Someday.
Yeah, Sunday?
Someday.
So, speaking of COVID, which is why we're in here, what are some challenges in your work that you've had to work through in these crazy times?
We've actually been kind of fortunate because my business partner, Melinda LaFrey, and I
thought it was LaFrey. Sorry.
We do laugh a lot.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We were already used to working remotely together. Because since we've partnered, we have primarily lived in different locations. So I started the business in Chicago in 2013.
Okay.
In 2016, my fiance was transferred from Chicago to Switzerland. So I was splitting my time between Chicago and Switzerland. And in 2017, Melinda and I partnered. And so I was basically half the year overseas and half the year in Chicago. And so we got very used to working with me being gone, and kind of got our systems in place working remotely and me being able to stay plugged in with clients and oftentimes them not even really knowing that I wasn't around.
Oh. How do I do that? I'm going to start working from a beach.
I got lots of pointers.
That's fun.
Yeah, and then so 2019 we got moved to Des Moines, and it's much easier for us now because we're at least in the same time zone.
Yeah.
I can be in Chicago if I need to be in 5.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Did that last week. Left at 4 a.m. Got there at 9:30 a.m. Measured a job. But anyway, so the challenge for us, I guess, has just been we've had some issues with not issues, but we've had some clients who weren't comfortable with us being in their home and have put jobs on hold just for economic security reasons, a few of those, but for the most part, we've been able to continue at least planning. Even if we can't get into the home, we can start the planning process of a lot of things.
Because at a certain point, you have to get in there and you have to feel the space, and the measuring is very important.
Yes, very.
And we could leave it up to our clients, which are, I'm sure they're all capable, but it's not like something that anyone can do. You learn how to do that just like you learn how to do anything else in this business. So.
And you don't realize how many measurements you need.
Yeah, lots and lots.
Lots.
So, splitting time between Switzerland and Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
How long is that flight?
That's 9 hours.
And so
if you go direct.
Were you like 6 months on, 6 months off, or was it you would go for a while, come back for a while?
I would go for typically about 6 weeks. And then 6 weeks, sometimes I would push it a little further, and then come back for about the same amount of time, 6 to 8 weeks, and then head back over. Tried not to be away for more than 10 weeks.
Okay.
In terms of away from
either
my
place,
fiance,
I suppose.
but really either place,
right.
there's you can only be there for a certain limit of time anyway. I couldn't be there 6 months straight on, and even if I wanted to.
In Switzerland?
Yeah.
Oh, because of whatever visa you were there.
Or lack thereof.
On? Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And one of my daughters had a school project, and she drew Switzerland, so she talked to you, and it sounds like a wonderful place to live.
Yes, it's kind of a fairy tale land over there. It's just gorgeous everywhere you look. Yeah.
And in Switzerland, do they call it just an army knife, or do they call it a Swiss army knife?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I don't know either.
I just know they're everywhere.
That's my standard joke for anything that has French fry or.
Yeah.
It's not funny. But what I do know is that you are new to drinking coffee, right?
I am.
You brought along a Diet Coke.
I did. That's my morning Joe.
I have some samples.
Oh
for
my
you to
God.
try.
You're hysterical right now.
Okay, so we're gonna start with this one. Take a little sip and see what you think.
Which, according to the label, is supposed to be my favorite, maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
How's that one?
Tasty.
You like it?
Is there a hint of something in it?
I don't think
maybe?
so.
Oh.
Move on down this way.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I can already smell it.
How's that?
That I could do.
Okay, so the first one's hot chocolate.
Yes.
Then the next one is a mocha latte.
Mocha latte.
Let's try the next one.
Now I'm starting to get worried.
No.
Okay.
That's just coffee with cream. It should get better than this back right one here.
Okay. Should get better?
Depending on how you look at it.
Good Lord, I just don't get it.
No?
Okay.
All right, well, try the last one. I saved the best for last. I think you'll like that one. There's not a whole lot in there, but.
I thought it was empty. Oh, why would anyone drink that? What is that?
That's just espresso, straight. Okay, you can clean off your palate. But did we decide that maybe a mocha latte?
I could do a mocha latte.
All right, thanks for being a good sport. That was kind of mean.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, there you go.
Delightful.
Yeah. Well, if you finish that, you have to finish them all. No, I'm just kidding.
The first two I could do. That's about this one. If like I had a gun to my head, I would drink that. The others, I don't know, pretty bad.
I tend to stop at the third one actually.
Oh yeah.
Myself, yeah.
So I'm not too crazy.
I will drink black coffee, and I will drink espresso, and I actually like it, but I don't get the point of drinking straight espresso. But I do have those tiny little cups that only have enough room on the handle so the pinky comes up.
Yeah, that I'm good at. I drink a lot of things with my pinky out for no reason.
Yes. So let's tell everyone how you and I met.
Yeah. So I have an architect in Chicago that I have done work with for many years who went to architecture school at Iowa State. And when he found out I was moving to Des Moines, first of all, he laughed, but we won't talk about that.
Well, he grew up in Chicago, so he doesn't know.
He doesn't know how cool it is.
Right.
Yeah. And then he's like, I got a guy that you have to meet. And
was that me?
Well, there was one person first, but then you. No, I'm kidding.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so he put me in touch with you, and I don't actually remember if I emailed you or you emailed me, but I think you
No, he called me, and he said, I need you to reach out. And my first reaction was, ugh. But then I did, and then we got together and hit it off. I liked you. And then later, I found out, because we sat down, I think at lunch, right? Maybe Sarah joined us. Was that the first time we got together?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you're put together, classy lady and whatever. And I later found out that maybe he had shared some information about me. Is this right?
He might have given me some stories that I should not have known prior to meeting you.
So, and was one of those that his dear sweet mother had seen me completely naked.
Yes, running through somewhere.
So you knew about that.
I knew all about that, and I was like,
my defense,
I think I like him already.
Okay, good. In my defense, what happened was, in college, we had our rooms and then community bathroom and shower. So I think it is the case a lot. Emma, not where you're going. Emma is running the production here today. Hello. You probably have your own bathroom and won't ever have to walk down a hallway in a towel. Probably. Who knows?
You won't be missing much.
Well, what happened was, while I was in the shower, some jokesters came in and took my towel and my clothes. And so I said, fine, I'm going to walk into their room the way they left me. I had no choice. Well, I forgot it was Parents' Weekend. And I met our mutual friend's dear sweet mother in the hallway, completely naked.
And from what I hear, she's loved you ever since.
I tell you what, because we would, back in those days, you could get a round trip ticket from Des Moines to Chicago for like $39, $49. So we went there all the time and we stayed and we're best buds.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
That's fun story. We kind of have already talked about some of this, like why you got into design. But what would you say is the role of a designer in a project?
To make your life easier. Or at least it should be.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are overwhelmed by all of the options, especially with, the internet and HGTV today.
Pinterest.
Yes, Pinterest, all of it. And I think that designers have a wealth of knowledge in terms of what options are out there, and they can help you take those options and dwindle them down. Is that a word? Dwindle? Maybe it's dwindle.
Well,
dwindle them down.
Something.
Whittle.
Whittle. Yeah, but I like dwindle and whittle for windle. I like it. I do like it.
Whatever.
Whittle.
Pick a word. We can reduce your options and try to educate you and then provide things that you've never even thought of. And all that can be from an aesthetic standpoint or also from a functional standpoint. And so that's
the functional standpoint is what I would say. There's some people that have some talent that can pick a couch, curtains, and pillows, right?
Absolutely.
But then it's another thing to put that couch in the room where it makes sense. And it's a complete different thing to know how to take the space you have in a kitchen and rework the cabinetry. I mean,
absolutely.
That's an enormous project that I'm sure people not in the business have tried, and they, I'm sure, ran into the same challenges that we both ran into as we were learning and coming up. And so, don't discount that. To me, that's kind of the biggest part.
I mean, I think the space planning is what I love the most. It's fun to pick the pretty things, but I really love the nitty gritty, down and dirty, how can I make this space like function?
Yeah.
So that's the fun in my job. I love, I draw on AutoCAD. I love to like just sit there and figure out. I spend way too much time figuring out floor plans, but it's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
That kind of segues into actually my last question, which is the best and worst part of the job, and that might be your best. What is kind of a drag?
I honestly, I would say time management, because you can just get lost, like looking or searching for like things. And personally, I hate being online.
Yeah.
And yet every day, all day, I'm online. I'm sourcing, because especially lately, everything's been sourced
but even before all
online.
this, right?
But even before,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm online a ton, and I know I've seen it somewhere. I have it in my head. I'm gonna find it, and I'll just spend hours like figuring it out, and that drives me crazy. So that's really one of my biggest complaints, is getting lost in the sourcing aspect of it. Just because I have such a passion, I want to find the perfect thing. And love the super easy answer is like the end result. Like,
oh yes,
there's nothing better than like turning a home over to your client and them being happy, and some of them do even cry, and it's just making their life better in some way, regardless of whether it's like, oh, my home is pretty now, I can't believe I live here, or, oh my God, like now I can actually like get into my shower.
Right. Yeah. And I guess I should have said much earlier, but you do design work for MBG.
Yes.
Which it's been great, and you're a real pro, and it's a pleasure to work with you for sure.
Thank you. You guys have been awesome to work with.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Amazing.
We'll put your information up here at the end, but I'm assuming you would be open to people calling you to hire you around here.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Yes,
of
please.
course, yeah. So yeah, we'll put that information up. But
yeah.
Jaclyn and Wike, thank you so much for being on Riding with Remodelers, special COVID edition inside our conference room.
Mikey Butterbutt.
Mikey Butterbutt.
Thank you.
Thank you.